Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods up there. And it is 5 o'clock somewhere, so a lot of you are getting off from work and so forth. So let's go ahead and get on to our Dallas Cowboys. Now, earlier today, I did a video with West Coast Dallas Cowboys, Tyson. So definitely check him out. We're going to be doing a lot more work with a lot of other YouTubers, giving you guys different opinions, different views, and more information because here at the Joe Boo Sports Report, we are growing and we are building towards the 2019 season, and we want to make it memorable. Now, here's an interesting statistic, and I'm not sure how I feel about this because this is amazing when you hear this on one side of the fence, but then you also realize that this is a complete failure. Will McClay, who we're hearing more and more about Will McClay. You're seeing his profile raised up a lot more. You are hearing him speak more than ever before. And I believe that they're going to let him come out from behind the shadows, and even though Jerry Jones is still the GM, so to speak, you're seeing Will McClay, who really does a lot of the GM work, and that is getting the players on the field. Here's an amazing thing. You remember when we used to do things like trade up to get guys like Morris Claiborne, the Glass Man, giving up a first and a second, or, make trades for like Roy Williams or sign guys like T.O.'s and things like that, where we were trying to figure we're close. If we just get a couple of players here, we'll get over the hump. That just didn't work for us. And it very rarely works in the NFL. You have to win through the draft. People talk about us being in cap, having cap issues. The reason why we have cap issues is we've drafted so well over the last 6 years that you've got players you don't want to let go. And this statistic right here proves that more than anything else when you think about it. This is just crazy. In the 6 seasons that Will McClay has been head of scouting for the Dallas Cowboys, the Cowboys have picked 6 players that have gone on to make the Pro Bowl. 6. And that group combined have 13 Pro Bowls between them. That may not sound like much to you, right? Here's an interesting thing. All the other 3 NFC East teams in that same period of time, collectively, Redskins, Giants, and Eagles. Do you know how many Pro Bowls they have between them in that same 6 years? 10. 10. That is truly getting homegrown talent. And one of the things I've always said, we have more Pro Bowlers than anybody else in this time period. But as New England shows you, it's not about having just Pro Bowlers. It's about having team across the board. It's about having depth. So when you lose somebody who is a Pro Bowler, you got somebody who can step in. So it's a different philosophy. But this makes you think, damn, if we're getting better talent than other people through the draft, which means we're getting younger players that are good through the draft, how come we're not having the playoff success of like the Eagles who won a Super Bowl 2 years ago? And that, my friends, goes back to coaching the talents you have on the field. As Jerry Jones put it today, that the questions were, will Kellen Moore open up the offense more? We see things different. And as he put it, Jerry did, that the team will be better. Well, it definitely should be better because here's what's interesting. Because a lot of people will say Dak Prescott just sucks, and he has to have players on the team to succeed. And I'll say that's pretty much true with any player. You put Steve Young in Tampa Bay, he looks like doo-doo. You put him with San Francisco with a Jerry Rice, he looks a whole lot better. The first 8 games of the season, Dak Prescott looked below average. And you'll remember that going that season that we were ranked 30th in offensive talent, and that was including Zeke Elliott. And that was considering when we had a healthy offensive line, before we lost Travis Frederick, before Zach Martin was hurt, before we had a rookie starting at guard. But those first 8 games, Dak was averaging 7.02 yards per completion, 208 yards, 89 QBR, 10 TDs, 4 interceptions, and 2 rushing touchdowns. After the team had a chance to work together, and you brought in Amari Cooper, he averaged 7.63 yards a pass, and jumped up 70 yards passing to 278 and a 102 QBR, having 12 touchdowns to 10 with only 3 interceptions. So now you've added a Connor Williams who has another year behind him and has turned into the Blue Hulk. That's my new name, the Blue Hulk. Okay, blue for Cowboys, and he's looking like the Hulk, so Blue Hulk. You bring back Travis Frederick, and if he's anywhere near his Pro Bowl ability, you've added a Pro Bowler to the offensive line. You got depth across the board there. You've added a Randall Cobb who's better than Cole Beasley and can do more things than Cole Beasley than just play in the slot. You got a healthy Zeke. You got a healthy Dak who was trending up as the season went on. So you definitely say that the offense should be better. Now, the thing you have to look at, though, too, is the team may be better, but you may not get more wins because of the schedule. Having that first-place schedule, having everybody wanting to get a piece of the Dallas Cowboys, it makes it hard. There's been no repeat champion in the NFC East since the freaking Philadelphia Eagles did it in 2003 and 2004. So you're fighting history. You're fighting the fact that it's just harder. But with that being said, you got a younger team that's healthy, and you've added to it. You had a good roster last year. You've got more depth into it as well. So this goes back to, if we've had this much talent, then why haven't we had more success? And that, my friends, may be why the Dallas Cowboys have yet to give Jason Garrett, in the last year of his contract, that contract extension. Bottom line is the bottom line. It is shit or get off the toilet. And excuse my language. Jason Garrett, this is, without a doubt, the most talented team that the Dallas Cowboys have assembled since the team of the 90s on both sides of the ball. You got a stud coach in Chris Richard. You got a defensive line whisperer in Rod Martinelli. You got a quarterback who stays healthy, who has started every game in his 3 years career doing something no other Cowboys quarterback has done. You've got arguably the best running back in football. You've got wide receivers that can go to the house. You got a defensive pass rush that'll rival the Doomsday in the 90s defense. You got a Redskins and an Eagles team that are both not real good, and a Philadelphia Eagles team that is. And in this year, the only teams you look at and say that are pretty damn good that you have to worry about would be the Rams, but I think they're going to take a step back, and the Saints. There's nobody head and shoulders above you. So Jason Garrett, you got everything. Will McClay and Jerry Jones have provided all the tools. Let's see what you and Kellen Moore come up with. So, we'll see what happens. I'm working on doing a video later with somebody else that should be really, really interesting. We did a video earlier today with West Coast Cowboys Tyson. Definitely check it out and give me your thoughts and stuff on it. Got a lot of great knowledge from a different perspective of being on the West Coast and things. And we're going to continue to do a lot more collaborations with others because, like I said, I want to bring you guys the best coverage on the Dallas Cowboys there is. And I'm not going to rest until I do. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you soon.